Now, I've been a video gamer for many years, and I've come across a theory that number 3 is always the best in the franchise. I think it's time we put that to the test and had a look at some of the most beloved video game series of all time to decide whether 3 really is a magic number. Helping me today, I've got a little friend I've managed to purchase from Aperture Science. Say hi back there.
Hi there.
I'm in good hands. And since his most prolific skill is simply putting holes in things, I think the best way to keep score and tally is to give him a couple of targets to pop some holes in. So we have Freedom, should the third in the series be the best, and we have Roll Again, because I haven't got a very clever pun to go with the opposite for Freedom. Please do bear in mind this is all based on opinion, whether it be mine or the 5 minutes research I did per game in this list. If you are unhappy with me picking the game in the series or deciding whether it is the best or not, feel free to have a go in the comments. I'm sure we'll get round to them, and maybe, you know, we'll even come back and revisit this at some point in the future. Now, are you ready back there?
Locked and loaded.
Excellent. Let's start the list. First up, the Just Cause series. I would say the most recent release, Just Cause 3, by far and away the best in the series. Dragon Quest 3. Many Dragon Quest games across the years. It is very highly regarded, but unfortunately I don't think it quite reaches the pinnacle. Nah. The Batman Arkham series. Asylum, amazing. City, fantastic. Building on the franchise. Origins, completely changed hands. Different developer. No. Warcraft. Let's go with 3 Reign of Chaos, I believe is the third official in the series. No, it's not. Simply put, no. Spyro, Year of the Dragon. It's not Skylanders, I'm a fan. But a lot of people seem to love Year of the Dragon. Let's have this on the 3 column. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Oh yes, number 3. Highly regarded as one of the best in all of the series, and a lot better some of the recent stuff they've put out. I would say yes it is. Silent Hill 3. Some people like it, but it's not number 2, so no, it's not. Tomb Raider, fantastic revival recently, but is Tomb Raider 3 of the original series the best of them all? No, probably the second was most highly regarded, and this may be beaten out to the post by the newer ones in the franchise, but that's yet to be seen. Assassin's Creed, another fantastic and well-loved series. Brotherhood is the technical third in the series. No, it's not got pirate ships, so most people can't bother with it, fair enough. Thief, excellent stealth 'em up game. Lots of humour, but Deadly Shadows, lost direction again. Number 2 is the most beloved, I believe. Mortal Kombat, blood, guts and gore at its finest with number 3, especially if you use the Ultimate Edition. Even with the most fantastic 3D iterations, I still think 3 is the most beloved. Far Cry. Far Cry 3, I suppose, is the technical third in the series. I'm lost in most of the technical details in this, but I think it was a bit of hatred for Far Cry 4 that it didn't innovate so much, but Far Cry 3 made some big leaps, and let's face it, if you include Blood Dragon in this, it's a hands down winner. Gran Turismo, one of the finest racing simulators of all time. Unfortunately, it gets better with every iteration, so number 3 has been left in the dust, I'm afraid. Nah. Monkey Island, one of the most beloved point-and-click adventure series of all time. Curse of Monkey Island, whilst it has its fans, it's not 1 and 2. It's not the most highly rated. Very good games, but no, it is not the best in the series. Fallout. Hitting us with Fallout 3, I think. I could be wrong. Either way, Fallout 3 is very highly regarded, but with the release of Fallout 4, it's blown completely out of the water regardless of any other sequels or expansions. Driver. Oh dear. Driver 3. They had a good thing going with Driver 1. Driver 2 was okay. Driver 3 seemed to upset a few people, so no. Virtua Fighter 3. Fantastic. I love the original. 2 was fantastically built upon. 3 was really solid, but I do believe 4 and 5 were a step up on number 3, so as good as it was, it's not the best in the series. Sonic the Hedgehog 3! I personally believe number 3 was the best, so I'm going to stick a point there, but I will say number 2 is much beloved as well. Street Fighter, yes, fantastic. Unfortunately, depending on who you ask, it's either Alpha or Zero, or Street Fighter 3, that is the third iteration in the series. But no, none of them are actually the best in the series, so no. Lemmings, who knew there was a couple of sequels to Lemmings? The all new world of Lemmings just didn't have the same charm as the original. It's just not the same game, so no, it's not the best in the series. The Legend of Zelda series, A Link to the Past, one of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. Some people would argue Ocarina is better. I like it. It's counting. Yu-Gi-Oh! I've got no idea what the third in the series of this game was. But it's not. It's not the best. The Super Mario Brothers series, Super Mario Brothers 3. I think this is the most critically acclaimed of all. Although personally I prefer World, I think we'll have to go with Super Mario Brothers 3 as, yes, being the best Super Mario Brothers game of all time. The Kirby series. I personally can't work out which game in the franchise is actually the third, but regardless of which one it is, none of them are actually rated the best of all time. So this is not 3, the magic number in this case. Dead or Alive, fantastic fighting game with a lot of controversy behind it. The third in the series, no, it's not the best. There have been better ones since. I think 2 may be more beloved perhaps even then. So 3 is unfortunately not the best in the series. Metroid, Super Metroid on the SNES, definitely one of the most beloved in the franchise. I would say we're going to count this. Number 3, definitely the best. Golden Axe, Revenge of Death Adder, I believe was the third in the series. Released only in the arcades. I personally believe it is not the best in the series, and I think I have many people agreeing with me, and I don't think there is a third iteration that could be classed as the best, so nope, roll again. WWE SmackDown series, presented Just Bring It. Whilst a revelation in its time, I think Here Comes the Pain beats it out. Exodus, also known as Ultima 3, no, I don't believe this is one of the best in the series. It's seen better iterations since. Zombie slicing series, Dead Rising. I don't think 3 could be classed as the best in the series, because when you keep bringing back your original protagonist from the first game, it kind of says a lot about the first game, really, doesn't it? SimCity 3000. Third in the series, but unfortunately not the best. The first is obviously beloved by everyone, and the following sequel was probably better received as well. Super Smash Brothers finding its way into this with Brawl. No, I do believe the Wii U version, coupled with the DS version, is the far superior version of Smash. Final Fantasy 3. No, I think there have been far better iterations both in 2D and in 3D. Resident Evil 3. Fantastic series that seemed to have lost its path, but I think most people seem to agree that 4 was a far superior game to any of the other sequels. Call of Duty, looking primarily at the pure sequels, number 3 was not the best in the series. Oh dear, it's Worms! Armageddon. I think that one could be classed as one of the best in the series, so I'm going to take it. We're running out of space on the roll again. Hit me in the freedom! The Pokemon franchise, the franchise about electric rats that never seems to die. Ruby and Sapphire was the third iteration. I don't think that is the best in the series. I couldn't possibly tell you which, because everyone's got their own favourite Pokemon. First Jenner, I'm not the one to ask. Looking at the LEGO licensed franchises, is it Star Wars? Is it Indiana Jones, or is it LEGO Batman? I couldn't possibly say, but there have been better iterations of all 3 since. Researching the Souls series, it appears that Dark Souls 2 is actually the third game in the series. I believe that is possibly the best in the series. That is to wait and see until Dark Souls 3 comes out and obliterates it, but for now, I'm counting it. I need it. Speaking of Souls, Soul Calibur 2 is the technical third in the series, following Soul Edge and Soul Calibur. I think this is one of the most beloved in the series and continues to be, so yes, this is most definitely the best in the series. Castlevania. Castlevania 3, does it say Symphony of the Night? No? Of course it's not the best in the series. Burnout smashes into our list with Takedown. Fantastic game, but unfortunately not the best in the series. I do believe the 4th game is probably the highest regarded. I have personally got a soft spot for Paradise. in the 3D world of Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is a very good game, but unfortunately I think we have other games that are far more beloved in this series. Complete change of pace, Cooking Mama, Shop and Chop. No, I think the original had more of a charm, but it's the same rehashing of everything. Stick with the original. We discover Professor Layton in this with the Lost Future / Unwound Future. Again, full of fantastic puzzles and a fantastic story. It's more or less the same as the original, and that had a lot more charm to it than this. In the Shock series, yes, I'm counting the entire Shock series. Bioshock is the third in the series, and I would say it's the best personally. Taking a look at Mega Man. Mega Man 3 is a fantastic platformer, but is not the best in the series. I think most people regard the second as the best, but I could be very wrong. Grand Theft Auto. Depending on whether you take into account London as a separate game, it's either Grand Theft Auto 2 or 3, but none of them are 5, so it doesn't make a difference. No, they are not the best in the series. Tekken, a personally beloved fighting game franchise for me, been through many iterations, and up until this point I think number 3 is the most highly regarded. Roller Coaster Tycoon, did what Theme Park couldn't, and number 3 was probably the best in the franchise. Everything previously had been isometric, this was fully 3D, and the sequels following this game have not been well received. This one by far and away the best. Halo, this is where I could receive a lot of hate. I personally believe Halo 3 is the best in the series. It had a lot of hype, and well, they're not so much add-ons as they're expansions as separate games, but it's all built off the Halo 3 engine, and I think that's probably got the most mileage for most gamers. Civilization, Civilization 3, no, I don't think this was the best in the franchise. I'm not a big Civ fan, personally prefer Revolution, but did my research, it's not the best. Need for Speed's third release was Hot Pursuit, the original. This was fantastic at the time, but has aged very poorly, and there are far superior games in the series since. Duke Nukem, the third iteration was 3D and has been the best for many years and was not topped with the long-awaited sequel. Guitar Hero, Guitar Hero 3 was Legends of Rock. While some people believe the second one was superior, the third had many improvements that I feel earn it a place as being the best in the series. The Sims, with the third iteration in the series, I think is by far and away the best in the entire series. Some people would argue the second is, but with the vast improvements it does make, I think I have to tip my hat to number 3. And lastly, Half-Life. Portal was good. Portal was very good. Well, according to that, no. Unfortunately, my theory does not hold water. I don't have all that bit of metal anymore after this. No, the third in the series is not always the best, but it is a very good marker. It tends to be one of the best games in the series, but not always. So much for that theory. Oh well, hope you'll join me again for next time. Say goodbye, mate.
Don't be a stranger.
Yeah, I know what he said.